Peace be to you all. Assalamualaikum. Omar here. Happy Sunday to you. Today I'm going to talk about something newsworthy. I decided I would make my vlog or a channel, kind of a combination of running, just what I like doing, and new stuff in the news that I think kind of relates to healthcare. And just vlogging about certain aspects of my own life. So here I am, as usual, with my son. We're doing about a 10K today, so we got another 2 miles to go. So I wanted to talk about a specialty that I forgot about in my series of what PAs should specialize in, and that's palliative care. And I saw that former President Jimmy Carter, who was voted in when I was in elementary school. I'm in my mid-50s now, and this guy's still alive. I thought he had expired, and I missed it, but he's still alive. He's 98. And I saw today his family has decided to put him in palliative care. So palliative care is when, pretty much the patient has a terminal illness. So nothing with what we understand in medicine or other alternative aspects of healthcare can be done to prolong the person's life or even their quality of life. So you just let nature take its course, as it were. And they die, try to make them comfortable, try to let the person die with as much dignity and free of pain as possible. So I've been involved in this for several years. I got my start as a nursing assistant back in the early 90s, 1990. And I worked at a nursing home. Then we had a palliative care unit in the nursing home. And I got to talk to some of the patients and treat them. Our nursing homes, we like to refer to them as residents because that's where they live. And I've been able to arrange for patients to get home palliative care. Even some of my older friends and family have gone through this. Most people want to die in their home, not in some cold ICU or hospital surrounded by people they don't know. So the people for whom I've provided care, who have had palliative care, they've passed away very peacefully. Sometimes we have to give them morphine if it's like a terminal weaning, which isn't quite the same thing. Or, just give them something for anxiety. The death process can be very slow and painful for some people, and certainly uncomfortable. I've taken care of people with end-stage AIDS back in the early 90s, where there were people who were still dying from AIDS and the toxic side effects of many of them had multiple pills, what they call heart. I think it's high antiretroviral therapy. I forgot the exact acronym. But good morning, guys. But usually people with end-stage cancer, end-stage AIDS, you don't see that much in this country anymore. But end-stage musculoskeletal diseases like MS or ALS, I think that's what Dr. Stephen Hawking had. And it's to the point where machines, the only way they're being kept alive is by machines. And some people don't want that. They're like, listen, let me just go peacefully. Some people are like, no, I will not go gentle and say good night. And they want to fight it all the way, so they're full of codes. Others are like, okay, I know my death is near, I feel like it. Let me just go with some dignity and not being in pain. we don't have euthanasia. So palliative care is not the same thing as euthanasia. I need to be very specific about that. I had an adult daughter of a patient when they asked me if I could give her mother something to quicken. Can't you give her something to speed the process up? I was like, no! Are you kidding? I'll lose my license and go to jail. And you guys remember the famous, or infamous, depending on how you see him, Dr. Jack Kevorkian, who used to give people something. I use that in quotes because you never know if it's a pillow over the face or some kind of medical cocktail to bring about the person's death. But we haven't done that. We may get to that in the society, you know. Maybe it'll be like a state by state thing or a national thing. I don't know. It might become like Soylent Green. We have to see how the U.S. turns out with their socioeconomics. You know, we're going to see these this issue of palliative care becoming much more prominent as our population ages. You know, by the year 2030 or something like that, more than I think 30% of the population, 35% of the population will be over the age of 65. I'll be there, Lord willing, if I'm still alive. I'm in my mid-50s now. I'm trying to stay in shape. But, you know, this is part of the aging process. We weren't designed to be here for a long time. You know, as humans, you're our creator, if you believe in that, designed to solely be here. Hey, a maximum of 80 years on average. I'd say, you know, I'd round that off. You know, most countries, developed countries, industrial countries like ours, the average life expectancy, I think, is in the late 70s, give or take a standard deviation of a few years. But then we suffer from all of the surplus stuff, cigarette smoking, toxins in the air and water. Yeah, pray for the folks in I think it's Ohio where they had that toxic spill. But you know, there's all sorts of stuff that's killing us, even the food we ate. But that's just how it is. Most of us are gonna die or come close to death, you know, in our 70s. Yeah, so that'll give us impetus to try to live our lives right, try to treat people well, and be good to ourselves as we approach that. So, with palliative care, if it's something you might be interested in, I'm going to put a link in the description, and you can look it up if you want. There's no special training for it. There's no residency for us PAs anyway. I don't know about the medical doctors. My specialty was hospitalist medicine, and then I covered ICU sometimes. So I'd see these issues, and then the nursing home also. But you know, what it takes is an understanding of the death process, death and dying. Nicholas Orms, for those of you guys that may have a nursing background, stages of death, and what meds to give the person, how to speak to families, you know, in a nice way, but a realistic way about the impending death of their loved ones. And, you know, respecting your patient or your resident's wishes. Maybe even if you don't agree with them, some people may be like, you know, don't make me a DNR. You know, I want to do palliative care. You may be like, listen, according to my beliefs, I'm going to keep you alive as long as possible. You don't have the right to do that as a clinician. You can always recuse yourself from that patient's care, have somebody else do it. But it takes a lot of patience, no pun intended, understanding of different cultures, and of course, medicine. And everybody should, I would advise you to study something about the aging process in medicine. because there's differences in metabolism and so forth as you age. Bone density, muscle density. Trust me on that. All right. I wish you guys the best of success in your positive endeavors. Subscribe if you want. Students, if you're a free PA student, you can shadow me. And I'll give you some advice on how to write your admissions papers, your personal statement. All right, take care. Look at my son killing me. That little orange dot there. Let's see if I can catch him.